Hi, I'm Kelly Fitzgerald. We talk a lot about, or at least I do, personal power and energy vampires and all of that stuff. Um, what does that mean though? How do you figure out if you have an energy vampire, if someone is feeding off of your own life force, personal power, ki, chi, whatever you would like to term that energy that we all possess? Um, the first thing that you need to know, and it's a really difficult thing for people to figure out, is a lot of the people in your life that you think are your friends, you think they care about you, you think maybe even they love you, they don't know you enough to even like you. What they're attached to is what you are to them. So if you are particularly an empath or a sensitive person, and you have people around you that have been there maybe for a while, or new people can do this too, you might want to think about your relationship with them. Could they be an energy vampire? Is this someone you need to put some space between the two of you? Look at your conversations. Is it going both directions? Do they give to you as much as you give to them? Now, not everything is equal all the time. Everyone goes through stuff. And sometimes you will give more to your loved ones, to your friends, even to your coworkers than they're giving to you just because of circumstances that they're in. But if this has gone on for years and years and years, and if you don't respond to them immediately, and that triggers, what are you doing? Why are you not talking to me? Are you ignoring me? What did I do? That kind of stuff. They're attached to what you do for them, not to you. So look at your relationships. Test your relationship. If you have someone who texts you and you always respond immediately, maybe give it an hour or two. Maybe they're genuinely concerned, but it depends on the overall relationship. Don't put yourself in a position to be surrounded by people who are just used to your energy, just used to you doing something for them, just used to you always being there for them, but they're not there for you. Don't do that to yourself. That's an energy vampire. What that will do is lower your vibration, and then it will make things a little bit more difficult than they should be in your life. So don't do that. Let's say you've realized that someone is taking advantage of you, or they're not appreciating you, or they're just around you for what you can do for them. How do you proceed? First things first, ground yourself. Put some space there. If it is a coworker, just keep it professional. If it is a friend or even someone you're in a relationship with, which is really the absolute worst part of this, don't respond immediately. Put some space there. You don't have to, pack up and move across the country. Excuse me. But you do need to put some space there. I'm suffering with allergies. I've talked about this before. It's really tough where I live. I'm allergic to literally everything on my property. So that's my issue. But look at your relationships and, really be honest with yourself. Sometimes if we are waking up, if we've come through some trauma, if we've had a really, really tough childhood, maybe when we meet new people, we are not being authentically ourselves. Maybe we put on a mask for that new person. If you do that and you continue that, what you're going to do is set yourself up to have that person be an energy vampire because you were not authentically you in the beginning. And I know it happens all the time. Don't beat yourself up for being who you have been. The key is to grow through that. Sometimes relationships evolve together where both people are going through similar things. They're growing in the same ways. That is wonderful if that is you. Most often, that's not what happens. Even someone you love very much can be an energy vampire. And if it is that relationship that we're talking about, whether it is a relationship, a marriage, a partnership, whatever it is, if that is your situation, it's going to be tough for a while because you have to reaffirm who you are to yourself, learn to ground yourself, learn to call in light, healing, whatever you need from whatever deities you believe in. Learn to stand in that personal power or life force, whatever, however you relate to energy. Because you are energy. Everything is energy. When you're calling up your own personal power, when you are trying to replenish yourself, sometimes solitude is what you need. Maybe if it is a relationship, you take a break. Maybe you just go for a drive for a couple hours by yourself. Whatever it is that you need to do, you have to do that so that you know what direction you're heading in. I've spoken with a lot of people lately who are in committed relationships and they really have figured out that's not the right person. It happens. Sometimes people become a habit. Sometimes people become an addiction, especially if throughout your relationship you have given, and gotten very little. If someone is giving you the bare minimum and you are really putting yourself out to them, they're an energy vampire. There are a lot of false connections right now on the planet. Business connections, political connections, all kinds of connections that are false. And it is because one person usually is an empath or a highly sensitive person, and the other one is usually either a narcissist or just an energy vampire. It happens. Don't let it happen to you. If you've realized someone is not being what you need, don't try to change that person. They've shown you who they are. Believe them. Put some distance there. Maybe the relationship or partnership or business or whatever it is has run its course. I have seen that time and time again. You can do this amicably. It doesn't have to be, adversarial. But if someone is an energy vampire and you feel in your heart that this is not going to continue working for you, or maybe you've woke up and you've realized this never really worked for me. I was making do. I was seeing what I wanted to see. Because you can really damage your own vibration. You can lower your own vibration to meet people where they are instead of rising up and attracting your soul tribe. That's the difference right there. You want to be growing your soul, not making yourself smaller. So find a way to put some distance between yourself and those people. It isn't easy. I'm not saying it's easy. It can be very difficult. I've gone through that with a couple of people that I thought would be in my lives forever. So you have to really be strong in yourself. And if you find that you're really honestly not ready to put space between you and this other person, then work on yourself. Get ready. Work on who you are, who you want to be, what you can do to be more you. Sometimes that starts with really realizing who you are. Sometimes if you've been through a lot of trauma, you don't know who you are. You have to find that out. So start there. As you grow in yourself, as your confidence grows, as your energy vibration rises, you may find these people taking themselves out of your life anyway. I would not put that off though and count on that. As you grow in your own personal power, as your own life force becomes stronger and brighter, you'll find you're ready. You naturally will put that space there. I hope this has been helpful. It's been a much longer video than I normally do. There is also a community on my YouTube channel now, so please, visit that, and you can write messages to me, to each other, whatever it is. Let me know what you want, what topics you want me to talk about too while you're over there. Thanks so much for watching. Please like the video, share it, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I will see you next time. Bye.